Hey everybody, it's Cody, Dixon RC here. So I got something new today, different than normal videos. There's no RC involved, nothing like that, just all new everything. I'm gonna unveil my new shop truck, my new tow truck, everything. Everybody said they want to kind of watch it, so I'm gonna introduce it here in just a second, so hang tight. All right, so here it is. My 2005 Chevrolet 2500hd cat eye single cab 8-foot bed truck. It is a 6.0 liter gasser. I did not get a diesel. I cannot afford diesel in this market. It is crazy money for diesels down here, especially if you want one that's in decent shape. So I got this one for a super good deal. It's pretty much going to tick off every box that I need. I cannot tow with the Suburban anymore. The enclosed trailer is way too heavy. I had so many problems going to and from Beat the Creek in Kentucky from here in South Georgia. So I said it was time to do something else. I lucked up on this one, found it from a guy that had it for a while, tried to auction it off for somebody, and they never could auction it off, so he sold it to me. The brakes quit working on it like 2 days before he listed it, so I bought it with the brakes not working. So we got to dig into that and figure out what's going on with that. I actually already know what's going on with that, but what I'm gonna do is show different things of it and give you an idea of what I'm gonna do with it, because I have tons of ideas of things to do with it. Upgrades, not necessarily upgrades, but more creature comforts for myself for when I travel. Stuff on the interior. Just do tune-up stuff on the motor, make the outside look better, doing different tires. I cannot stand these mud tires. I do like the way they look on here because they're much bigger than factory tires. These are 285 75, and the truck takes a 245 75, so way different there. But you know, it's okay. I'm going to put a nice big 10-ply tire on it and just go that route. I can't stand the way these things sound, so they got to go. Going to do brakes. Just shocks, you know, just normal things like that. Lots of cleanup because it's not been sitting, but it's been driven. I actually got to finally see, you probably can't see it in the video, but you can almost see where it's had lettering on it. It says Public Works. So this was probably a really used truck. It got used a lot with doing various things. It is a 2500, so it probably got used quite a bit actually. It has 230,000 miles on it. The motor was replaced like 60,000 miles ago with a used 6.0. Doesn't really bother me too much. I bought the Suburban with 300,000 miles on it. So mileage doesn't really matter. You kind of got to look over that stuff because you know you just got to spend money to make things better anyway. So this is the way it goes. So we're going to go over the body first. So be right back. All right, so let's look at the body. So first stuff I'm going to do, of course, headlights, they got to go. I can't, then things look trashy. So we're gonna do black housings with an amber outside, LEDs all the way across, of course. I'm gonna try and find some sort of grill, put black grill on that. Probably just refresh the bumper stuff, the trim things. Get rid of the tires, like I said. The wheels, I'm just gonna try and redo the, you know, not resurface, but you know, try and make the wheels look better, clean them, you know, try and get them to where they shine a little bit more because they look a little rough, you know, right there, kind of deal. Of course, clean the fender wells, spray them down, and then the body just needs a good cleaning, maybe a cut and buff. I found some whoops in this thing. It's got one right here on the cab. Of course, the bed's got one right here, and then it continues to that spot over there, which is just a little spot there. That's why these don't, if there's no flares back here. There's flares up here, but none over here. So we got to get that figured out. Maybe I'll put some more flares on. I kind of like the way the flares look. But that's technically the only body spots. Besides, there's a couple of little dents on top of the bed, but I mean, that's kind of normal, you know, especially with one used like this. Now, I did see this the other day when I was looking. I found a little rust spot here on the cab, the bottom. I don't really know what to do about that. Probably nothing. What I'll probably do is clean all this up really well and then get some rust encapsulator like that stuff that Eastwood sells and spray like from here over and spray inside of there because it's supposed to stop rust from continuing. But that's really about it as far as that goes. It does have a toolbox. I don't have a key to it. I got my locksmith guy coming tomorrow to look and see if he can cut a key to get in there. I may keep that, I may not. I don't know. I may get a tonneau cover to go across the whole thing. I got to figure that out. Tail lights, you can see these. They look like they've been, I don't even know. I can't even explain that. Of course, the bumper, just do the same thing with it. Probably clean it up, whatever. Gonna have to get in here and rewire the trailer lights, because if you see, there's connections there, and then up in here, if I can get up in there, look at that nasty. It's insane. I don't know what people were thinking. Move over to the passenger side. Like I said, it's got dents, you know, whoops from up here, which is normal. I kind of figured that would happen. Scratches, no big deal. Cleaning, so we're going to spray all this down in here, and I'm going to take that rust encapsulator stuff from Eastwood and spray the frame rails, not because they're rusty, just because they're just old and need to be refreshed. And then I'll spray all this with rubberized undercoating, probably, or some kind of bed liner, something like that, just to make that look cooler. Don't really know what to do with the exhaust. Probably just clean it and make it look good. This side looks fine. It does have a little ding here. Of course, scratches. No big deal, nothing crazy. Let's look under the hood. All right, so just a normal 6.0, nothing crazy. It is very clean. I don't know if they cleaned it maybe before they tried to take it to the auction. Probably that's what happened. That's why it's so clean. But I did put a new master cylinder on it yesterday to try and fix my brake problem, but it did not fix anything. And I'll show you why in just a minute. Gonna have to put a different battery in it. That is not the battery that goes in this thing. It is supposed to have a side post, I guess, but I'm gonna redo all that, put stereo terminals, the whole deal. Probably get a new air filter, probably get a new coolant reservoir just for the cleanliness, just so I can see it better. We'll probably change all the belts and tensioners and pulleys. We're going to change spark plugs as well, probably wires also, just for the fact of doing it, not necessarily for any particular reason, just because I kind of think it needs it. Whenever I do headlights, we're going to do these things are rusty. Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder if this truck came from up north somewhere, but there's not a lot of rust anywhere else. It's kind of weird. Usually you'd see rust, you know, like in spots under the hood and things like that. I only see it in weird places like the hinge. It's very weird. It just kind of don't make sense, but pretty good. So for the amount of money I pay for this thing, I can't complain very much at all. So let's see what the inside is. Of course, it's got a tear in the seat like normal. Every one of these vinyl ones have it. This one isn't that bad, but it's actually still pretty comfy, but that just needs to be fixed. Normal doors, has manual locks, manual windows. It does have a airbag light on. I don't know why, but it's probably got something to do with this. The horn doesn't work, and this steering wheel seems to be just a little loose. Like it feels like it's unhooked somehow or something. I don't know. So this center console does not fold down. I gotta have something to put my arm on. I cannot handle driving without being able to lean over on the side, you know, kind of deal. So I ordered a console that takes place of this, that has speakers in the front. It takes a 12-inch sub in the back. It's ported so I can keep space behind the seats, which is kind of what I want to do. It was pretty cool. So hopefully that works out. That should be here this weekend. And of course I got components for the doors, and I got components for the bottom down here. And of course the 4-channel amp and the sub amp. I got all the whole deal. So I bought all the things. So I don't think I'm going to have to do anything to the cluster, except maybe the oil pressure. It's either that this thing doesn't work right, which is a thing with these, you know, that does happen, or the sensor, the plug or whatever, is not plugged up on the engine. That's a possibility as well. It doesn't look like it's plugged up, so it may just be that. We're going to put a screen in here, of course. Got to have a screen with CarPlay and everything so I can do all that stuff. AC is ice freaking cold in this thing. I'm super stoked about that because it is hot. It's hot right now. I'm sweating out here at 7:30 at night in South Georgia. So nothing crazy there, just a good clean. It's got vinyl floor, so my plan is to take all the seats out of it. dig in here, take all these panels out, clean everything. May even try and pull this vinyl piece out to spray it down to clean it really, really well. The only other thing, it does have some, with this being a public works truck, that makes sense with this light controller thing in here. That's going to come out, get replaced with some sort of brake controller, because I want to have a brake controller for the trailer, because I have not had one of those yet. So in the back here is super clean, like nothing was ever put back there, which is pretty cool. Like I said, for the money I pay for this thing, I'm not going to complain. Oh, another thing I got to fix. I got to fix these hinges. Of course, like always, they're just you know, wore out. If you don't shut it just right, it'll keep saying the door's open. But that's pretty much it. All of it's going to be simple stuff to fix, to work on. Pretty cool. I'm going to take y'all along for the journey the best I can. I'm not an automotive YouTuber. I do not really know how to film this type of content. That's why this right here is going to be winded. I'm probably going to do one video a week, because I'm only really going to have Sundays to work on this thing. I don't really have time during the week to take time to work on things. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know what day yet. When I start getting that stuff figured out, I'll let y'all know. But I'm really going to try and do that. Y'all seem to be pretty interested in this truck. This is a pretty cool truck. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't see too many single cab 2500s, especially around here. You don't see them hardly ever in this decent of shape. Now, I've seen a couple of them out there and they look rough. So I'm just going to, you know, this one's going to work out. Now, let's show where my brake fluid, I got done with it. And I got the notice and I was like, well, the pedal still goes to the floor. Well, turns out this hose right here has a hole in it. So this is one of the two brake lines that run from the master cylinder to the, I think under here, yeah, see, there's a, I don't know exactly where it's at, but there's an ABS modulator on the other side of this frame rail, and that's where it's leaking from. So imagine that. So, all right, so I ordered a full set of Dorman brake lines. It's like a repair kit. You cannot get brake lines from GM anymore. You have to buy a roll and then make it work yourself. So I ordered the full kit, and I'm going to just replace these two lines that run from the master cylinder to the ABS modulator. Should be pretty simple to do, I'm hoping anyway, so we shall see. But that's pretty much it. So that should be pretty simple-ish. I don't know. I'm hoping anyway. Probably nothing on this truck is going to be simple, but I'm hoping for it anyway. But underneath everything, I mean, there's nothing really leaking anywhere. I see a little bit of oil on the oil filter, which I'm changing the oil as well, and we'll look into that. Transmission fluid is super pink. That's good to know, because you always worry about that. You never know how that's going to go. All right, so thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new here, please hit like, subscribe. If you've been here for a while, hit the likes as well. I'm going to try to do this as best I can. I'm not a very big automotive YouTuber. I do watch a lot of people do this, so maybe I can get it handled. I don't know. We'll see. But so thanks for checking in, guys, and appreciate it. And thanks, and we'll see you next time.